Hello, it's Katie from Crafting Ruby Dreams, and welcome to my channel. And hello, Vanessa. So good to see you. And yay! So today we are talking about Go Wild. Really quick channel recap. I talk about planners, goal setting, writing, publishing, and getting right with my finances. And I am a bit hyped up because I've been drinking some Coca-Cola. And I'm really excited. I'm like itchy all over. I also have makeup on for like the first time in a year because I had my passport photo taken and I didn't want it to look like a complete mugshot because I do when I do a neutral face. So so today we've got a lot of stuff going on. I do have one question about Go Wild that was left on the community post. Please drop any questions you might have in the chat or even down below in the comments if you're watching on replay. Hello, replay crew. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. I've got a couple things right here in front of me. I did start breaking down some of the swag things I had gotten. Namely, I sat at a Zebra sponsored table and they gave us these 24 packs in these like really big boxes. If you look at my community post, there's a photo of them all nicely gathered sitting on my bed when I came home. And I just was like, I have to get these out. I have to break these down. So I'm not going to have the very nice display, but I'll have the items themselves. So first couple of things, I'm not going to break these up into here's the swag bag and here's each item necessarily because they're kind of all jumbled together in the two bags that I have them in. But I will be sure to note after all of the shops and everywhere that you can get the items. So if you're at all interested in anything, I hope you will support a lot of these very small shops. And they put a lot of heart and soul and money into helping to create a really fun experience for the attendees. There's a couple of shops that I'm going to give a shout out to that I don't have stuff from. I don't think there may be a couple of things, but they were like really cool tables that were near to me and honestly didn't have a whole lot of people sitting back there. So first up is one of the items from Zebra, and it's the Zebra blend pen. This is in blue. I'm actually fine with blue. I don't usually use it in my planners, but I don't care what color ink. I like all the colors, which is why I'm very happy I sat at a Zebra table. And then two other pens that we got are from Artistro, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. This is the gold paint pen, and this is water-based. And this is the silver paint pen, and this one is oil-based. Both of these have very fine tips. I'll put those up there so you can hopefully see. We got these from Bess from Lights Planner Action as part of her presentation. She gave us, that will be coming up, but she gave us a blackout journal and also worked us through a exercise of basically creating an origami heart, which I left that in the other room, and using these pens to write on the blackout paper. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I actually did go ahead and order a set of these fine point markers from Artistro, as well as a number of blackout journals from Bess. So I'll be using those interchangeably together. So, and I want to say how much these impressed me. I texted my mother I started mid conversation. I texted my mother and said, you need to get these for when you do Christmas cards. These are your things. I blame my pen addiction on my mother wholly and completely because that woman will text me pen recommendations saying, hey, I think you need this. So I get that from her. So I'm just returning the favor. But that's how much these impressed me, is that I messaged my mother and said, I think you need these. So I'm really excited to get the multicolor pack and play with those. The thing about this pen, I've played with it a little bit. I haven't quite done the highlighting, but it is smear resistant, let's say. I've seen KDK plans on Instagram, and I think that's also her channel name here on YouTube. She has been playing with it and demonstrating on Reels on Instagram for sure. Not sure if she's also putting them up on YouTube, but she has demonstrated writing with the blend pen and highlighting over it immediately and on a number of different paper types, and it hasn't smeared. So I can't confirm since I haven't used it myself, but I will say based on what Katie has shown, I would say smear resistant. So that is a definite plus if you like highlighting with marker over pen rather than doing the highlighter or marker first and then writing on top of that in the pen. So next step, let's see what we have. This is a reusable bag from Happy Planner. This was in the swag bag that we got at the end. I was a volunteer during the conference, so I helped pack a lot of the swag bags, and not every swag bag is the same. There was some bags got some things, other bags got other things, depending on the amount of items that were sent by the shops that contributed to the swag bags. In addition to the swag bag that we got at the end of the conference, was the last what we called swag drops. We also got a number of items through during the course of the presentations. And so there was a lot of stuff, frankly. And my philosophy, some of you might remember from my previous live streams that I did getting ready for Go Wild, talking about my destashing and trying to get rid of stuff. I ended up with 50 pounds of stuff, over 50 pounds of destash that I took Wednesday night with me to my first volunteer shift, and then met up with other attendees in the hotel lobby. And I got rid of those 50 pounds of things that I was just getting rid of. And that doesn't include what was in my TableMate gifts. So I'm not sure how much extra poundage that might contribute to, probably another maybe 10 pounds. So I got rid of a lot of stuff, and I was very intent on coming back with as little as possible. I knew it was not going to be complete zero, and plus I wanted to get some things, but I wasn't intent on getting everything that I could. I know that there were other people, they wanted to get as much swag as possible. More power to them. That was their thing. That's how they defined what a successful conference was for them. What part of my definition of a successful conference was taking as little as possible. So, hey, Vanessa. Yay! Vanessa was at the conference too. We've known each other for a number of years on Instagram and we're also both in Wild University. So that's one of the things I loved about Go Wild. It was finally meeting so many people in person for the first time. So that was part of what I knew was going to be a successful conference for me. And that's what a successful conference, I had one. So I was very happy about that. In fact, towards the end, I will go over my list of what a successful conference was and what I was able to accomplish of this list. So next up, we've got a pack from Plum Paper. I will say I was kind of hoping that in this little pack, they would have their sampler booklet of all their various layouts. That was not in this, but I'm cool with that. I think if you sat at their sponsor table, you may have gotten that. I'm not sure, but this is a really cool sampler pack anyway. And it's just this little notepad. I've already put the first page to use with all of the pen tests. Oh, yay. It was so great to meet you in person too. And then, yes. Yeah, it's if you can give away stuff to people in your life, that makes it so much easier to just go ahead and take things. Because I was a volunteer, I was helping to clean up on Sunday. And so there were a few things that were like, here, you're local. You can take this, go distribute it. And so I put a number of things outside my apartment. I live in a building with a lot of college students. So I put up a sign saying, here, planner supplies, please take. And it's pretty much empty at this point. I'm also taking a number of things into my office. I'll put them in our lunchroom so that people can just take stuff. I gave basically an entire swag bag of things to one of the concierge clerks in my my apartment building. I was going out to pick up lunch on Sunday after I finally got home, and I walked past this particular clerk, and I said, "Hey, do you like stickers and paper planning supplies?" She's like, "Do I like paper planners and stickers?" Yes, I do. I was like, excellent. Do not go anywhere for a moment. I ran up here and basically put together a swag bag for her. So in addition to the notepad from Plum Paper is this little notebook, Embrace All That Is You. It's got the llamas, which is the mascot for Go Wild. And it's just a little dot grid notebook, which is I appreciate. And then it had a sealed packet. And in that packet was a number of, oh, that's a coupon. There's a coupon in the back of this. So I will take a look at using that. And then also these sticker sheets too. So, and then there is also this, and just the note that there's 30% off that I literally did not notice until just now. So that was the items from Plum Paper that were in the swag bag. And let me go ahead. I have my little pick up from this side, dump from this side. We will see how much of an ab work I get. Also in the swag bag, this is one of the items that wasn't in every swag bag. It was, this is a planner from Kelva Plan, Kell. And I kind of opened this already. So this is a planner. It's disc bound, so very similar to Happy Planner. I don't know if this is her only design for this year. Very floral. These are metal discs. And it's just a basic, like here's February, very neutral. And then this is the layout. So like the Erin Condren vertical, the vertical from Happy Planner. So if this is your style planner, it's pretty neat. I think I might... What I saw somebody who got this in their swag bag, what she was using it for, she was using each square as a hand lettering practice area. So I'm like, oh, that's an idea. I might consider keeping it for that, because I don't need another planner, but I might use this for something else. So we will see. And so that's that. All right. So this, like I mentioned, some of the presentations also had some swag that came with the presentation. This is one of them. This was from Amy Tangerine's presentation. And she partnered with Avery. I've got part of what was from her presentation in another bag, so I'll share that when I get to it. And she gave us this little booklet that is, I believe, coming out from her website later this year. That seems to be what's hitting in the back of my head. And so this is just a way to be creative, little creative journal. So there's like some preset pages, but you can create stuff in there. So this is all about being creative with crafting supplies. And then let's see, this is a coupon pet. So Altenew was part of this pack. So in addition to Avery, Altenew was another small shop that was there that was really, really cool. And they have another on their website. I went on their website later because there's some really interesting things in this that I was intrigued by. But they also have free crafting 101 courses. This might be part of this. Yeah, so this is part of this pack. So, but you might want to take a look on their website, see what is free. So I would check them out. It's Altenew, Altenew. And so in addition to all of that, this was a partnership that Amy Tangerine did with them. And these are the silicone stamps. So we use this in the booklet. This was a permanent marker from Avery, and there's also from Altenew a watercolor brush. So you filled this part up with water and then use this, which is really cool. The what's this? Acrylic. That's the word. Acrylic stamp block to use with the stamps. Little pigment ink from this is also from Altenew. Pretty much almost everything in here was from Altenew with some things from Avery. And then also a pack of markers. I'm missing one because that's sitting in another bag. But yeah, so really, really freaking cool. Thank you so much, Altenew. I really appreciated everything in here. So I'm going to dump these into my receiving bin. All right. Yeah. Put that over there. And okay. So I put this on Instagram last night. This was the special swag drop that Bess did from Lights Planner Action did after her presentation. And it's a blackout daily journal. I'm not going to include the actual writing that I've done this week. And it is so black paper. Let's see if we can get that to focus in. And this is the layout from, if you look on her website, it is the Bess, BESS. So you can get this in B6 or A5 coiled planner. It is a little expensive, but I think it's because it has enough journal pages for the entire year. So I was looking at that the other day. I've already ordered a number of journal things, so I will sit on that particular one until later, but I'm really, really liking this so far. So really like this. And in addition, yeah, it's right here. In addition to that, the thing that I've also really loved using in conjunction with the blackout journal are these Sarasa Clip Deco Shine pens. This was part of the sponsor table from Zebra. So this is part of the pack that they gave us. I will say from my photos I've seen of people who sat at other Zebra tables, I don't think my table got the regular Sarasa Clips sets that other tables got. I'm fine with that. I just want to make that perfectly clear, but there was some variation in the tables that had from the sponsors that did multiple tables. So if you sat at one table from a sponsor and if they did multiple tables, you might not have gotten the exact same thing as another table did. Again, I am fine with that. I don't need all the pens. I want all the pens. I don't need all the pens. And I'm really, really loving these Deco Shines, especially with using this blackout journal. So if you get blackout journals, I recommend the Deco Shine pens. They're so smooth to write with, especially on this paper from Bess. I haven't tried it on Archer and Olive's blackout paper. I think I still have one of those. I know I gave one away. So, but yeah. Oh, and I'm just, you know what? I just want to say the chat is populating slowly on my end. So yeah, Vanessa is also, all of this just popped up. And yes, I'm local to DC. I live I think I was the most localist person there because all the other locals I talked to, they're like, yeah, it was about a 45 minute drive. I'm like, it was like a 15-minute Uber ride for me. So yeah. And then, oh, Halima, this is a good question. Did you get to choose what table you sat at? Like if you wanted to specifically sit at a Zebra table, how would you go about doing it? Me personally, I specifically wanted to sit at either a Zebra table or a cloth and paper table. I was a volunteer, which meant that I was in there early, and volunteers, there could only be one volunteer per table. And part of that was because we were responsible during the presentations to go out and pick up swag drops for the various presentations. So like I had to run out. I think I may have brought these ahead of time because Bess was the first presentation. But if she was like middle of the day presentation, I would have had to have gone out, left a presentation for part of it, and gone and get these to distribute them to my table. So that was part of the volunteer duties. So, I actually picked like probably the zebra table that was farthest away from everything. Part of that was just my personal thing. I didn't want to sit around too many close people. My table happened to be completely full. Again, fine. But there were a number of empty tables by me because we were the farthest away from the entrance. And so there were 10 people per table. So actually 9, because there was a volunteer sitting at almost every table. And so 9 to 10 people from the general entrance, people who had ADA, American Disabilities Act accommodations, also came in early, not as early as the volunteers, but did come in early prior to, those with basically general admission, quotes, general admission. And that was to allow them the time and space to be able to get themselves situated, because we had a number of people who were using mobility devices such as powered wheelchairs, little motor scooters. I noticed one person in particular had hearing aids, so they would need to be able to sit closer to the stage so that they could see the ASL interpreters. And there were ASL interpreters during all of the presentations, except I think the breakout sessions. I don't think there were, for the crop night, I don't think there were ASL interpreters for those particular presentations. And those were small room presentations, so I'm not sure how that was handled. But for the main stage presentations, there were ASL interpreters for every presentation. And yeah, so those who needed ADA accommodations, the setup of the room was such that it was a huge oval shaped room, and it was 2 levels. So you kind of went down into this main center area, but there was also not necessarily a platform, but there was a ring around that main center area that tables were also set up on. So I was in, so if you came in on this side, I was over here in the back. So yeah, so there were like, not all the zebra tables were situated together. They were located throughout the area. And to the best of my knowledge, no general attendee ahead of time knew where the tables were situated. So if you wanted, say, the Notique table, you didn't know where it was. And Notique, which is a really cool planner accessories brand, they only had one table. Their founder was on one of the panels, but this was their first go wild from what I was told, and they decided to only do one table. So if you had your heart set on sitting at the Notique table, kind of. This year was a lot better. I will say this. In the main lobby area, people were not allowed to line up ahead of time. They did line up in the next area that would have that led down into the main lobby area ahead of for the entrance to the main ballroom. So there was security to limit. So in prior years, apparently people camped out overnight to be first in line. Like I said, there was a lineup space. And people were there when I had to be there at 6. There were people already lined up in the secondary area before I got there at like 5:45. So, but from what I've heard of last year described, lessons were learned. And so there was somebody who was basically the lead wild team security person, and he managed that line along with the volunteers who also were the line workers, and only 50 people were allowed in at a time to avoid having a complete like running of the bulls style thing, which has apparently happened in previous years. So, so I hope that they continue with that, because I felt that while, yes, some people were disappointed with not getting the table they wanted, I think it was a much more controlled situation of everybody did get a seat. There were more than enough seats available for people, because like I said, there were whole tables by me in the back corner that were completely empty except for a volunteer. So if you could have a seat, you may not have had your most preferred seat, but you had a seat. So yeah. Yeah, sounds very much work for volunteering and still have to pay for everything, even at a discounted rate. It was a lot of work. I will get into that. But let's continue on with the swag for a little bit. And yes, Vanessa, we definitely need to hook up at some point. All right. So this was also at the zebra table. They're Zen zebra. Honestly, I kind of like the little stuffy. So yeah, this was my stuff takeaway from that. And then they also gave away these little light bars. Let's see if I can get this to light up. Yeah, there's one and there's two. So I don't know if you can see it. There we go. You can kind of. So this is like us dancing with the volunteers to welcome people into the room. All the attendees also got one. So this is from Lights Planner Action and Stay Light, Stay Bright, Go Wild 2023. So that was, let me turn these off because I don't want to kill the battery. They're kind of fun to have. And all right, so there's that. And then, okay, so this is half of the packaging. These pens were also part of Zebra. So these are the Doodlers Creative Collection, and they are ballpoint pens, 1.0 millimeter. And there's a variety. There was, of course, I leave the other half with there is fashion colors, which are just the colors themselves. This one is glitter. There's metallic and there's pastel. And so I did try the metallic and pastel and glitter in my little pen test of the blackout. And I think you can see that they're nice. They show up, but because of the ballpoint, they were a little frustrating, didn't fully fill in, so there was some streaking. So, but yeah, I can absolutely use these in the blackout pages. And I like them. I've been using them for, my sister gave me a coloring book a number of years ago, and I have had some little frustrating brain stuff this past week with part of the recovery from Go Wild. And so I've just been doing some coloring as needed, and I've been using these, and they're fun. So let me set these down. Whoops. All right. So those are the Doodlers from Zebra. Again, I like them. And here we have a set 5-count of the brush pens. This was also part of the table set from the sponsored table. 25 count of the mild liners. I already have like 2 full sets of these. So I'm going to hold on to them because I like my mild liners. So that was also part of the table setup. And all right, one more. Okay, so here we have, this was, I have so many mild liners now. So one of the sets, the box sets from, the big box sets from Zebra were a set of 24 mild liners. So this is all of them. I was just like, you give me this, and you give me this, and then there's another pack in there, and there was a pack of 5 in the welcome box. I'm like, I have so many mild liners, let alone everything I already did have. So, all right. And then I also had a 24 count of the click art markers, and one of the things popped off. So these are like fine liner markers. I think it's 0.6 millimeter tip on these. And then there was also a journaling set of, it was a mixture of, oops, my hair. Oh, well. Mild liners, brush mild liner pens, click art markers, Sarasa clips, and a mark on pen, which I can't find on Zebra's website. So it was those 3 big box sets, which, like I said, I had to break them down and get them out of the box. And let's see if they're, oh, no, I think I've got, all right. Just want to make sure, feel free to leave comments and questions. I just want to make sure, because they weren't popping up for a while. All right. This is, this was a set of something that I don't remember where it came from, but it's got like conference savior stuff. So like hand lotion, little single things of Purell, some gum, some tissues, and chapstick. So I kind of like the bag more than anything else, but I might take that with me. I have a couple of work conferences I have to go to, so this would actually be really come in handy for those. Here we have the notebook from MäksēLife. I was so excited to get this. And this feels like I had no, I think it was just pressure. In one of my other bags, one of the first days, I did have a bit of a water situation that you might be able to tell there. So this got soaked. I was not happy when I realized that my water bottle had opened. This I don't think is marked by water. I think it's just the pressure from being at the bottom of the bag. And then this is the other Altenew marker. Here, let me show you for those markers. This one is really hard to get off. Okay, come on. There we go. This is a fine tip on this end. That's serious. I loved writing with that, but this particular tip is just so hard to get off. And then this is a brush tip. So that I think is a really cool set to have. Then we also had Notique gave us these water bottles. Since this is branded for women, there were a number of men and people who identify as men at the conference or non-binary. And so they were offered, I actually have it buried somewhere, the laptop of the folio that Notique offers. So if you did not want something branded for women, since not everybody there identifies as a woman, they did have an alternative for you. So I thought that was pretty cool. So this is just a water bottle. It also comes with just a regular cap. So you can either have it with this cap or you can just have a regular cap. And it's just a plastic reusable bottle. And I actually got to talk with VJ, the founder of Notique, on Sunday. Happened to run into her and her assistant who was there, who I actually talked with for a little bit the night before. And I really, really I loved listening to her speak because I had to, again, miss part of that particular session. But what I did hear, I just really loved, and she was talking about being an entrepreneur and what it means to be an entrepreneur and that kind of stuff. I love hearing people be so passionate about that. So I was able to tell her how much I really enjoyed her speaking, everything. She was really, really, really cool. So if you ever get a chance to meet VJ from Notique, definitely take the chance. She's a really cool person. And this was a little giveaway at the planner fair. So a little keychain. So if you like a poofy ball, I did see in the Facebook group, somebody's dog got at this like almost immediately. So yeah, I don't currently have a dog. Otherwise, I'm sure any dog that I would have, they'd be like, oh, that's part bunny. Give me, because that's the kind of dog I like. So, okay. So, this is my second happy planner bag. So this is what it looks like. Comes all wrapped up. Really nice. So reusable bags. I can always use a reusable bag. And then we have a contact card case from Planner Kate. And let me open it really quickly so I can show you what's inside. And it's just a plastic case. I had actually bought one prior to going to the conference. So the one I have has my name, Katie, and my Instagram handle on it. This is just the generic contacts with Planner Kate. So I thought it was really useful. In addition, she also included washi rolls. Again, these were not in every swag bag. This was in the swag bag. And then also her own contact card. Oops. So I actually, she's who I ordered my regular Crafting Ruby Dreams contact cards from. So this is what I was essentially giving out with my contact information up here. Fun fact, during one of the times I ran out of the room to go pick up swag stuff, I missed meeting Kate Antisberger, Planner Kate. She was stopped at my table, and I'm really sorry I missed meeting her because I would have loved to have met her. I've been buying from her shop for years. She's one of the first sticker shops I started buying from. But I was so glad to see that she stopped by my table. And this was on the second day. And on the second day, people could switch up where they had sat from the day before. And at my table, where the day before it had been a completely full table, this day, it started out with no one at my table. Again, I was fine with that. And then a couple of people came in during, like, around the end of the first session, start of the second session. And they had just had late starts to their morning. I could tell one person had had a rough time of it. She kind of told me a little bit about what had happened. So it's like she was just not feeling particularly great. And so I know when I came back and they said, Kate from Planner Kate stopped by. I was like, I knew it really meant a lot to them. So I was very, very pleased to see the impact of her visit to my table. Even though I missed her, it meant a lot to me that she had stopped by and spent some time with the two people who were sitting at my table. Good question, Maven Lee. How many speakers, events, connections would you say you missed due to volunteering? Keep in mind, this was my very first conference and also first time volunteering. So I probably missed a bit of almost every session. I don't know that I think there were maybe about 2 or 3 sessions that I was able to stay the entire time for, but I missed probably 60%, I would say. At least 60%, I missed at least some of the presentation. The content connections, I didn't miss, I wouldn't say I missed any of the events, but I was also very, very tired and sore from what I've been doing for volunteer duties, even beyond sitting in the main sessions and picking up things to go do drops. I also had periods outside of that where I was helping out putting together the various swag drops and other things. And I was very, very tired and exhausted from that. And so my energy level was a lot lower than I was expecting it to be. I'm normally a very high energy person, especially during conferences, because I love meeting new people. It really, especially at a conference like this, where I've been interacting with a number of people in the community online, being able to meet them for the first time in person meant a lot to me, but I also was very tired. And so my energy level was low. I had something in my back flare up. So it was in pain. And so standing in lines was an issue. Yeah. So I would say that if you're going for the first time, maybe not volunteer to get the full experience. I don't regret volunteering, but if I go again, depending on budget, both in terms of time and money, I'm not going to volunteer. I'm going to make sure that I can do everything budget wise. I can do it fully on my own because I want to immerse myself completely in the full experience. So I know that there are people who volunteer every single year because that's where their particular community is. And so they're with their community the entire time pretty much while volunteering. But there are a lot of people that I kind of wanted to meet who weren't volunteering, but I missed meeting them because I was doing volunteer duties. So I wasn't rambling around as much as I could have been. So very good question. Thank you for asking it, because this was definitely something I wanted to address. All right. We have more. Believe me, I'm not even done with the first bag yet. All right. So, oh my goodness. Come here. Come here. All right. So this is the bottle cleaner for the water bottle from Notique. And then this is a set of 5 Karachi Cura Rich. I always mix this up. Cura Rich glitter markers, glitter highlighters from Zebra. I actually already have a set of these, but they're fun. They're very inky. They are glittery. So I'll be curious to try these with the blend pen, see if they make this smear. And then more mild liners. This is a 10 count. These are, I believe, they're 2 newest sets. So these are, where am I? Okay. So neutrals. This was a very popular set that came out last year. And then, and this is the gentle, which I hadn't actually seen. So I'm kind of curious to try these. So this is pretty neat. I'm pretty sure, oh, I already have those buried, but I'm pretty sure this gentle set is a new set. So pop that into the, oh, should also, Zebra, Zebra was giving away so much stuff. Thank you, Zebra, for everything you were giving away. They also had stuff for sale if you wanted to buy, but they were also giving away these sampler packs. There we go. There you can see. So there's 6 mild liners in here. Seriously, I have so many mild liners. 1 of their mild liner brush, 2 click art markers, 1 in black, 1 in blue, and a black Sarasa clip. So this was the sampler pack that they were giving away if you had like registered ahead of time or registered that day with them. So that was pretty cool. Sorry, that's a different set. That I think is in my other room. That set was part of their wild crop night. So literally they were giving away so many mild liners. So that bag set, I'm sorry, wrong thing, still a sampler set, but they gave those away during the wild crop night, which is it started off with 3 presentations. So there was somebody from Zebra. There was also Damask Love, Amber. I forget Amber's last name. But if you look her up, she has Yay Day Paper Co. That's what I had been following her under. But she also has Damask Love on Instagram. And then who was the third presenter? I know this. I do know this. It was Sweet Kawaii Design. That's it. I wonder where that is. That's probably on a bag somewhere. But they had, she presented a little keychain, and you could like put some fun little accessory stuff on the keychain to make it more yours. I like the keychain just by itself, frankly. And so once you had those 3 presentations, then you broke out for a 4th presentation. Either there was a number of small breakout rooms, and here, let me show. So the one I was able to register for, and they opened the registration a week before, I was able to register for the Bling Pen Kit with This Is Tisa. I loved her. You should absolutely check her out. And so we got started on blinging one of 2 pens. So she gave you enough for supplies for 2 pens. And so you can see the 1 pen in there is not done yet. And this is the finished pen for the one that is done. I love this. I was so happy I was able to get in this particular room, but this room only had space for 100 people. And I was actually told by one of the presenters, one of the organizers during Wild U social thing, that the reason why they had smaller breakout sessions was because people, the smaller shop owners like Tisa and a number of other people, could do like a thing for 100 people, not 1,500 people, because that's how much they had planned for, is 1,500. It didn't sell out. There was about between 1,200 and 1,300 people, I believe. So they didn't sell out, but they still asked people who were sponsoring things to provide enough for 1,500 people, because they weren't sure. They couldn't be positive about the exact numbers. So I know some people were disappointed with how quickly the small breakout sessions registrations filled up. But they did provide a larger something in the larger main room for those who weren't able or didn't want to go to one of the smaller breakout sessions. I know one of the other breakout sessions only had like 40 spots open, so those filled up incredibly quickly. So I would say if you didn't like the way something was run, reach out to the organizers and let them know, and let them know why you didn't have as good of an experience as you were hoping for. Because I got asked afterwards by the main organizers what thoughts I had and what could be improved upon. So I have yet to run into anybody who isn't willing to at least listen. They may not be able to do it at that point in time or for the next thing, but they're at least willing to listen when they invite that kind of feedback. So they invited the feedback, so I gave it to them, and I suggest you give it to them too. I have more, still working on the first bag. All right. So this was another set. This is the F301 ballpoint pen from Zebra. So I obviously haven't cracked this open yet. So this was also at the setting for my table. This was a gift from a friend of mine in Club Moxie, and I just love it. This is the Club Moxie logo, Dream Big, with the elephant logo, and just a little like wine glass. So just pop it open, and I just love it. So that is that. Set that down. All right. This was another in the swag bag. So another planner, the Rad and Happy planner. This is the bigger one. There was also smaller ones that were in some of the swag bags. And this is what the layout looks like. So very extremely neutral, even with the black bars. And so you've got like the week overview on one page, and then the details on the next page. And then something I do like about this is that they also have like coloring pages right next, interspersed. This is just one of many. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use this, but I might just use it for the coloring pages. That might be all that I use it for. All right. And then see what else. All right. I think I'm all right, done in there. And then, whoops. Next bag and last bag. So this is the swag bag itself that we got at the end. And so many things. This was part of a table mate gift. So like I said, on the second day, I ended up sitting at a table mostly by myself. I had made table mate gifts out of the unused D-stash that I had. And so at the start of the first session, there was nobody at my table. I'm like, I am not keeping all of this. So I went to one of the nearby tables that only had 9 people at that point. And I said, here you go, take them. So I gave them all my table mate gifts, and I didn't get any except for this one. One of the people at that table, she's like, oh no, you have to have something. I'm like, I don't, but thank you. So this is a very, very sweet. This is more of like a swap type of thing. So I love the holder again, and I haven't really gone through it. But let's see, we've got, I do love this. So honey and a tea bag. When I do drink tea, It's always with honey. A little swap item with a sticker sheet, and then also have a clip that you can use in your planner. This is a hydro pack. So in the back says electrolyte powder, aspirin, electrolyte tablets, lip balm, and a compressed towel. Cool. And then a little pen with the wild colors and stars. So that is a really, and a little washi sampler on a bobbin. So for those who sew or knit, you might recognize the bobbins or crochet. So I think she felt bad that I was giving away my table mate gifts and I wasn't getting anything returned. I was like, oh no, I prefer this. I honestly, I'm not even joking. It was like my ideal situation. I got no table mate gifts in return because I was just like, I'm fine. And I was. This was also in the swag bag, a little Happy Planner micro notebook. So this is with their new branding, and it's cute. I've had these before, got rid of a few. All right. This one, this was one of the drops, the swag drops. I have not opened it yet because I did hurt from helping to assemble it because I was bending and lifting and bending and lifting. So between the big swag things, this was the other major thing that I helped to assemble. And it was what I mostly did was literally lifting and resupplying the basics. So this has, I'm going to go ahead. It's a little info sheet. Hey Llamas from Live Love Posh. And on the back, there's a Go Wild code, coupon code. This is a washi cutter. And this is really nice metal. It's pretty heavy. Like a pack of, how many? I don't even remember how many were in the pack. But a little box of these probably weighed about 5 pounds. So it was a lifting, and it, like literally the box fit in my hand. Whoops. And then there were 2 stickers that were also in there. These are vinyl stickers, and these were almost so much fun to open. Actually, the flowers were a lot easier to open than these sleep mask ones. The shrink wrap on them was just very tight and everything. And so then we have the sticker book, and do a quick flip through. So it looks like these are mainly florals. All right, so we've got one. I'm just, oh, I like that one. But I tend to like greenery stuff anyway. There's more. Let's see if I can just do it like this. That. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty too. And Live Love Posh, I believe, had at least, I know for sure had at least one table, might have had a couple of sponsor tables on Friday. And I know that there was a lot of sticker books at theirs. So yeah, so this was one of the sticker books that I got in the various things. And yes, that was it for that one. And let me drop some of these into the receiving bin so that I have space here on the table. All right. Let's see. Ow, that's sharp. Pointy. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is T. Marie Art Co. This is a little sticker. This was in the main swap bag. She also had one of the tables nearby me. It was not an empty table, but I don't know that it was a full table. It might have been a full table. Very cute. If you like bright things, I highly recommend you check her out. I think the table that was close to me was not her only table, maybe, because I seem to remember it being pretty full, but I know she was selling some of the sets as of yesterday. So because once it became clear that pretty much everybody was in, I think it was during the second session on Friday, us volunteers cleared the tables of that were unused. So If there was any empty places, we just gathered that up, and then we brought that back to the back volunteer room where that was kept and either returned to the sponsors or they did whatever with it. So what other conferences are you going to this year? Great question. I'm definitely going to a Polycon, which is here in DC. For those who are not familiar with a Polycon, it is a romance reader event put on by Jennifer L. Armentrout that is held here in DC every year. When it was first started, it moved around the country. And then a number of years ago, Jennifer's somewhat local. She's not super, super local, but she's somewhat local to DC. And so she just decided rather than moving around the country, she wanted it just to be kept close to home for her. And so it is going to be in Alexandria this year at the hotel that it's been at for a number of years. They are changing hotels next year. I don't know where to. I know it's supposed to still be in DC, or at least the DC area, but I don't know what hotel they are moving to for next year. Those tickets can be really hard to get. You have to be on top of things to get them. So I did get a ticket for this year, mainly because I promised a coworker that I would get her a ticket. I don't know that I will get a ticket to attend the full event in coming years. I think if I go there, it'll be just to hang out in the bar and say hi to people. So I will be going to that. That's at the end of April. I am likely for work going to the American Library Association conference, and that is in June in Chicago. There's another conference later this year that is going to be for work. There's a conference that I'm definitely going to in April for work that's to be an exhibitor for work. So that's not necessarily a fun conference. That is a professional conference. American Library Association is a professional conference. My day job, I'm a librarian. But there's a fun element to that as well. In that I get to hear and talk about books with other people. So, but other than that, I don't know that I'm actually going to any other like full public conferences. Mainly because there's not really anything happening later this year that I would normally make a point to try and go to. There's some writing conferences I've been asked if I'm going to, one of which is a membership conference for an organization that I am not a member of at this point in time, mainly because I don't qualify for membership at this point in time. There is a writing conference that if I go to it, it will be for work and as a professional librarian, not as a writer. But that's later in the summer, and I still have to submit my request for travel for that, which they haven't opened that time period up yet to submit requests for travel. So I don't know at this point about that particular one. Yeah, so it's not a whole lot. I'm kind of sticking close to home at this point in time. But great question. Thank you for asking it, Maven Lee. All right, continue on with the swag. This is from Linda Tong. She provided monthly planners. She also gave a talk. She was part of the founders panel that VJ from Notique was on. Honestly, I thought these are just like neat, cool little monthly spreads for 2023. So I might hold on to it. I might bring it home and give it to my mom next time I see her. So Linda Tong Planners, really cute artist. This was, I believe, part of the Erin Condren swag drop and set of their dual tip markers in the various colors. Erin Condren has a store here in the DC area that I actually have yet to go to, mainly because I don't have a car and it's a hike. I have one of my doctor's offices is actually right by it. And every time I've tried to go to the EC store, because I was in the area, they've been closed. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to bother. And then for Go Wild being here in DC, they were actually offering a special gift with purchase of a specially designed cover. And I was just kind of like, I'm not going to bother trying to go out there. I just realized, like, with my schedule and everything, and either if I wanted to get there quickly, it would require getting an Uber. I was like, I don't feel like that. That's too much of an expense. Going out there by metro was too much of a time expense. So I was like, I'm fine. I don't need everything. So, but just if you're a planner person who really likes Erin Condren, there is a store here out in God, where is it? It is the Dunloring stop in the metro. I can tell you that. Falls Church. It's out in the Falls Church area of Virginia. And honestly, that was one of the sessions I completely missed, actually, was the presentation by Erin Condren and Laurel Denise. So I'm sorry I missed that, because I kind of wanted to hear Laurel Denise speak, but it was one of those things, and I lived without it. I got to hear the speakers that I really, really wanted to hear, like Frank Warren, Renee Elise Goldsberry. Did miss some of her speech, but I got to hear her sing, so I was very, very happy about that. Alex L., I missed a part of her presentation, but that was what I was able to be there for, was really, really good. So I got to hear the speakers I was really, really interested in hearing speak. So this is from Pipsticks. This was part of the swag bag, big swag bag. This is so sticky. I forgot about that. But all right. Seriously, so much stickiness. I did open it to look at it, and this is, I think, partially a collaboration with Once More with Love, who were one of the sponsors. They sponsored the designs on the escalators, and so that was pretty cool. And so, just see if I can get this open and out. So we'll just some stickers, and honestly, what I'm going to be using these stickers for are like as little trackers for doing writing sprints. I decided, I'm like, you know what, I want to use stickers. So I created a little graph to track, and this is what I'll be using. So this is, I believe, the Once More with Love part of the collaboration. So really cute. And so there was that. And then, all right, I'm going to stick that over there because I want to keep that kind of together. This was part of the Chrissy Ann Designs swag drop during her presentation. So a nice little sticker sheet. And she also gave away a little gift card that apparently some people have been throwing away because they weren't looking at the back. They just saw Chrissy Ann Designs and thought it was just a business card. A nice little heavy plastic business card. But if you look on the back, so if you tend to go wild, go find your Chrissy Ann Designs business card and look on the back. And there is a code for you to use during the checkout process. And you don't know what it could be, but it will be anywhere between $5 off and $50 off. And as I said on Instagram, when I found out people were just throwing away, if you don't want it, even knowing that is a gift code, feel free to send it to me. Just message me over on Instagram. Let me know that you're getting rid of it, and ask what my mailing address is, and I will give you my mailing address. Just like when I saw Kristen saying, don't throw it away. I'm like, people are throwing that away. She's like, uh-huh. I'm like, oh my goodness. These are a set. Oh, those are stickers. Stickers. Okay. I had totally missed. I thought these were all postcards. So sets of stickers and then some postcards from So Typical Me. At the little planner fair thing, they were giving away candy. I know that they were from a country over in Europe. I want to say Netherlands, but I could be mixing them up with Planny Thing, who was one of the table sponsors. But they are from somewhere in Europe, and they brought candy that is very popular in whichever country over in Europe they came from. And they were giving away, like, you could create a little candy bag from them. So I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't do it because, again, the lines and I was tired, but I thought that was pretty cool. And then Papier did a swag drop. Oops, pop that up. Let me hide that back down. So this was actually the first swag drop. And this is just a little notepad of paper. So you can make little lists and stuff. And then this was like who they are and a little coupon code on back. And then this is part of the Erin Condren swag drop. So a little clipboard with I believe there's a notebook inside. Let me go ahead and open it. And yeah, so like a little, so if you wanted to have this like at the office, neat little, you can just pop that up on there. I was talking with somebody after, and they were not impressed by what was in the Erin Condren bag and at the tables, because they recognized all of the items from summer surprise boxes. And not summer, but just surprise boxes and other things. So there wasn't anything new so they weren't particularly impressed. I was just kind of like, okay. I've used their notebooks, and I've got other stuff from them, but I wasn't excited either, frankly. I was excited by Zebra. So this was another thing. Here's part. So this is what part of that Amy Tangerine presentation. So these were sheets that are printed on Avery sticker paper. So, and then I think you could actually print on one of them, but it was to show off their matte sticker paper. And I think this might be clear. No, it's not clear. But yeah, if you wanted to print, that's what they were showing off with this. But you also got Amy Tangerine stickers. So that was pretty cool. This was part of the Erin Condren swag drop again. And this I thought was pretty cool. And I saw somebody else taking note of that too afterwards on Instagram. But this folds up so that you can create, let's see, a little stand out of it. So I think it's actually magnetized, because I can feel the catch on it. And then it's just a weekly pad. So 8 little squares for the 7 days of the week plus notes. And then this is a perforated note thing that you can take off. And so that interesting. Something I don't already have and might make use of. I am still working my way through. I'm like about halfway through the other bag, and I know we've been going for an hour, but I'm just going to get it all done. And so if you guys need to leave, I totally get it. I'm glad to have you here. This was, so my friend who gave me the gray little wine cup, insulated wine cup with the Club Moxie marker sticker on it is just Artist Loft dot pen. So this end with the dot, and this with the fine point tip. So thank you for that, Carrie. All right. Oh, thank you. When they go for over an hour, I'm always like, oh, I hope people like it. But so this was from, who's this from? Papershire. Okay, yeah. So this was some stickers that they had. These were a little hard to get, like as you're walking past, like putting together the swag bags together. There were some things that were just hard to get only one thing of, which when I got my swag bag, I noticed that there were a couple of things that I had gotten two of. And I was just like, no, I know how hard it was only to grab one of those. So this is from Sugary Gal Shop. There's a coupon code on the back. There's a lot of things where there are coupon codes as part of what they were offering. So thank you for all the shops that offered that. This is from Lights Planner Action. There's a coupon code that I've already used on the inside of this. This was around the notebook. And I just took it out because the notebook was it was already popping out. And then a little journal card, but on the back is also some rulers. So that is pretty cool. This is stickers from Rad and Happy. So the company that did the one black planner with the coloring cards. This is from Pretty Prickly Plans. So it has this. I can't right now. I'm doing planner girl shit. And then on the back is Go Wild checklist, buy a Go Wild ticket, book the hotel room, get a bestie / roomie, book a plane ticket, pajama outfit. That was one of the events. Buy all the swag, pack all the things. So that's a nice little thing. And then again, a coupon code. This is from Papery Love. And again, a coupon code, but some stickers to go with it. These are cute. This was a postcard from Zebra that I made during their wild crop session. And so I thought that was pretty cool. At least I liked it. This is from Capital Chic Designs. So this is an April calendar 2023 with the reminders that National Handmade Day is April 1st. National No Housework Day. I love that day. That's every day for me. April 7th, and then National Stationery Week, April 20th to the 26th. I should tell my mom that. And then there's a couple of stickers in the back as well. So thank you, Lamika, for that. This is from Planning with Kay. There's some stickers and a coupon code in there too. And then we have, this is from postcard from Jenny Penny Plans. Very cool. And then another blank postcard from Zebra. And then we have a sticker book from Mojo Jojo Plans. And let's see if I can get this open. So there's a coupon code in here. And then just a lot of functional, there we go. Lots of functional box stickers in this one. Just functional. So these are date and a day stickers here. And then let's see. Here's what the okay, apparently I grabbed the second one. So this is what the plum paper set looked like in the swag bag. And then Amber plans her day, Go Wild Memories. So this is also in the swag bag. Again, there's a coupon code in the back here. Let's see if I can pop it open. These are, I believe, more decorative stickers. So you can get an idea. All right. Let's see. So this was from a friend of mine. This is a washi tape holder. So here, I actually do have a washi. So she made it with the Washington, D.C. Kind of logo, and then you just stick your washi tape in there. So Mackenzie Plans, I think her IG handle is. Thank you so much for that. So this is 3D printed. So this is actually really freaking cool. So Mackenzie, you can sell those if you wanted to. Let's see. We're getting to the smaller stuff. So, oh, wait, I have more sitting here. This is from the Erin Condren swag. And I knew, so I mentioned earlier how somebody was like recognizing what was in the thing. I was like, oh yeah, I gave away a couple of these in my D-stash. So I got it when I remembered this one. This is from, let's see, Right From My Heart Designs. I can't remember if this was something that was just handed to me, but it's a nice little cherry blossom charm and a coupon code. Then coupon codes from Pink Planner Sale. Vinyl sticker, where I love that. It's a s'mores. I'm a sucker for s'mores. So this was also in the swag bag. Some stickers from Moody Cats and a vinyl sticker too. And then the Rose Papery Lavender Bliss sample. This is really cool. So there's that. And then Bloom Planners, set of stickers from them. Thank you, Bloom. Good question, Maven Lee. If you don't mind sharing what your Q2 planner lineup is. I would say I don't think it's really changing. Right now it is the 2 flagships from MäksēLife, one of which is my end of day journaling and marking what I did towards working towards my goals. So not just this is what I want to do, it's what I actually did. So that is the main one. And then I have the second flagship is recording what I did for what I the writing career and getting that launched. All right, let's toss these in here. So those 2 planners, my Hobonichi cousin, I'm really, really loving it. I haven't used it this past week because I think I was a little too out of sorts. I could have benefited from using it because I was so out of sorts. But I'm really loving the daily planning. I'm really loving the paper. I hadn't expected that. I love having basically the entire year monthly, even though I really don't use monthly layouts. It's not really my thing at this point. The monthly layout, the weekly layout, and the daily layout all in one book. I'm loving that. It's the A5 size. I am really loving this daily journal from Lights Planner Action. So I'm thinking maybe later this year getting the full size, the best for the year. So I might add that into my journaling because I'm finding journaling really helps me. Those are, and MäksēLife companion notebooks. That's what I use for like my forward looking thing. So I'm really liking that. Yeah, I don't see myself switching from the set of companion notebooks I have right now to, they also have basically their monthly planner with the goal setting in them. So yeah, it's something that I'm happy with that particular setup at this point in time. We'll see what Q3 holds. Oh, and using the HB90 system to figure out my writing goals. So that, by the way, if anybody's interested in HB90, registration for the boot camp for Q2 is open. So I am an affiliate, heads up on that, but that is open. That launch for that is next Sunday. So you've got until next Sunday to sign up for that if you're at all interested. Feel free to ask me any questions with regards to that too. All right. Like, I really don't want to be here longer than like an hour and a half, so I'm going to try and keep this going. So this is some washi tape from Narrative Hues. This was another table by me where it was empty except for the volunteer. And I know the volunteer really liked what was on the table. It was a nice little crocheted bag with a bunch of washi and a few other things. So let's see if I can get this open. Oops. Oh, that's the holder. So, interesting. All right. Oh, okay. So this, I believe, yeah, it's perforated. So, and I'm holding this backwards. So this is what it looks like. So that is actually pretty cool. And then you can pop this off just like that. So that is really cool. I'm going to have to figure out how I can use that. So that was Narrative Hues. Here's another thing from Erin Condren. This is a previous rose gold gift. Because it says so. We hope you enjoy this exclusive EC Insider Rose Gold gift. Yeah. So it's a metallic flora pad folio and pen 5-piece set. So there is a pen in here and a couple of pads. It looks like sticky tab notes. So this, I'm not sure where this came from. I feel like somebody like kind of maybe dropped it at my spot at my table. So there's some buttons and card for Vicky. So Vic Johnson. So thank you, Vicky, wherever you are. So the person who gave me the rainbow colored rainbow on black holder with everything, that was one of the volunteers that I worked with at that nearby table. She was the one who gave it, because here's her contact. She had just given me this with the little llama planner thing. I didn't look closely at her contact card earlier, but I recognized that llama. So, she gave me a number of. So here's two. Post the one in the thing. Thank you, Amy. I met the Paper Garden Gals. So Taylor, Tay's Plans. So she gave me that. That was really cool. They just opened their conference down in Florida to registration. I still haven't gone through all of these. I don't know that I am. These are bookmarks. So there was a bookmark exchange. I couldn't stay to go to it. I was giving away contact cards. I think I mentioned this in one of my other lives, with QR codes to early reader copies for the book I'm releasing in June. I've decided on June. So I'm just going to go with that. But so I gave the organizer, she was actually at a table nearby me, and said, hey, I can't stay. Here are contact cards, since they're readers. If you could just hand them out. She's like, oh yeah. She caught up with me the next day, and she's like, thank you. And they all wanted you to have bookmarks. I was like, okay. So these are all bookmarks from the bookmark exchange. So everybody who contributed, thank you so much. I will try to give you shouts out on Instagram when I actually go through these. Thank you. Oh my God, how did I end up with, I have another happy planner thing. Okay. Reusable bags. I can use them. All right. So this is, Trina. So this was another little swap from somebody I know from Wild University. So her business card, a little charm in it, and then it looks like some Haribo gummy bears. This was also part of the Erin Condren. So the bookmarks. Avery, this was from the swag bag. So a number of ultra tabs. I love these. These are so much fun. Another Erin Condren. This was a, if you bought on launch a couple of years ago, little pencil case. And I know this because I specifically wanted this, so I made sure to order on launch day. So yeah, I actually really like this. It was perfect for keeping the pens I wanted to go back and forth to the office, as well as the, I could also fit in the little verifier key that I have to have with me to log into my work's VPN and system and everything. So I like it. It's just, okay, I know where this came from. Ollie Clip was also sponsored something in, during the Wild Crop Night and Ice Cream Social. So they were also had these little clips on tables for you to take. This was a sticker from the Honey Bee Shop. I love this sentiment so much. Your worth is not defined by your productivity. Please, please keep that in mind. And then there's a coupon code on the back. So thank you, Honeybee, for that. Imagine That by Lori. So this is where I could tell somebody had trouble just taking one, because I've got two of these. So Imagine That by Lori. They're an Etsy shop, so a lot of neat little stickers like that. This was a contact card from Sherry Chasden. So Sherry_plans on Instagram. Again, the planner Kate. This is a friend of mine from Wild University and Club Moxie. This was in the swag bag. Kubo and Lucy. They also had a sponsor table that I just walked past. I just happened to note that. This is from a friend of mine from Club Moxie, who is also a volunteer, and Stafford. Thank you. Apparently I ran into Jenny Penny Plans, I'm assuming, because this is a contact card that I somehow got my hands on. So thank you. This was for sure in the swag satin doll. So thank you for that. Some little stickers. This is another part of the I got multiples. Gabriella Elena Designs. So some full box stickers and other stuff, breakfast themed. Thank you for that. Sticker Guru. Again, I could tell that they had trouble just grabbing one. So these, I believe, are transparent. Then some contact cards from a friend of mine, the one who had given me the washi holder. So Mackenzie the Planner. So, and she got these designed by JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop. So JoJo Mackenzie, thank you so much. I really love these. Got a pen in the swag bag from Villa Beautiful. This is my first Villa Beautiful pen. Somebody else gave me a little llama pen. I still have yet to figure out how to actually open the dang thing to get it to work, but it's cute. So it's going in a pen holder somewhere. Not that one, because that one's full. This was in the swag bag as well. Team Paper. This is a pin from Laurel Denise. There you go. And then this was a little contact thing from, let's see, Got Wild with Emma. Emma, where's your... Oh, she has her name and then a little QR code that I can scan later. So, and then Laffy Taffy and good old Tootsie Roll Pop. Somebody else gave me, again, with the QR code. I love the QR codes. Little pencil and mechanical pencil. So, oh, that's right. She showed me, and plus a little thing holder that you can put in like money envelope. So this, it's got, I believe this is a mechanical pencil on this end, but on this end is a little blade for cutting stickers. So I don't think you can see it. I don't want to get my finger that close. So, oh, the screws, no, there it pops off. So I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. So there it is. So that is interesting. So thank you for that. Get that. Let's see. This was also from Satin Doll, a little clip with a charm on it. That was part of the swag bag. This was part of the EC drop. So a little hand sanitizer there. This was a contact from somebody. So a little pen and sticker and contact card. Let's see. We have Once More with Love. I've already cracked this open to use. So a little washi tape that says, let's see if we can get it there. So it says, planner friends make the best friends. So can kind of see it. So thank you for that. Once More with Love. Then we also have a washi tape from Wonton and a Million. So I really, really like them. They're a fun little group. And last thing, Tombow Twin Tone Marker. That is it. We did it in an hour and a half. I do have a question that I did want to address that was left on the... Oh, interesting. So here, really quickly, on notification from the Go Wild app. We value your constructive feedback and want to hear from you. The feedback form is on the left side of the menu. Stay wild. Whoops. So you can kind of see, if you can read that, if I can get that to focus. There you go. They want to hear from you. So again, I have yet to run across anyone who isn't sincerely wanting to listen who invites feedback. Like if they don't want to hear, they just don't invite feedback. There are some people, yeah, but overall, it's not going to get... I think that they do sincerely want to hear feedback. So please leave feedback if you want to leave feedback. All right. So question that came in on the community post I did the other day. If someone disabled wanted to attend, how easy would it be to participate in the usual events that happen? And then they clarified with fatigue, physical limitations for walking, and use of wheelchair/crutches. I kind of got into this a little earlier when I mentioned how those who had requested American Disabilities Act ADA accommodations were let in early both days. So the main sessions, they were let in early for both of those so that they had the time and space to get themselves situated. So there was that. there were 2 people who were using mobility aids that I noticed who were volunteering. So I like, I'm not gonna lie, I was very tired from doing my volunteer duties. It took a physical toll on me. I have ADHD, but with ADHD, things were kept moving enough that I was mentally engaged with everything. But I also have had back issues since college. I'm not going to get into the cause of that. But I have had I had debilitating back pain issues in college frequently. And they've gotten better, sometimes worse, but they were definitely aggravated with what I was doing for the volunteer. And I was wearing good shoes. They're good shoes, orthopedic shoes. I've also had a number of foot issues over the last couple of years. Foot issues were fine, surprisingly. But the back pain hurts. So if you are chronic pain, I would say these are long days. They require a lot of energy from you, and just even taking away the volunteer duties, there's a lot of energy required of you that I was telling my mom. It had been a while since I've socialized like this. Like, I was at a writing conference last November, but it wasn't the super social type of conference that I'm used to going to. I went to a polycon last year, which is definitely more social, but I wasn't super social at that either, because I think that was my very first conference, quote unquote, back from pandemic, which pandemic's not over. It's not over. There were a lot of reports of COVID post-conference, just as a heads up. So if you get fatigued easily, I think just know yourself and take breaks as you need to. You were for the main sessions, you were sitting the entire time, except for us volunteers who would have to get up and go get stuff. So you were able to sit the entire time, except like during breaks if you wanted to go get something to drink, because there were water fountains all over this particular venue, which is really great. The lines were very long. One of the things I did mention to the organizer were the lines for the food breaks, one each day, that were hosted by Cloth and Paper. I was able to get food the first day. I didn't the second day, which was not great because I had only had breakfast and then didn't eat again until like dinner. I had some snacky stuff that some people had given me, but that was it. So I could have really used some food that second day if I had been able to get it, but I just couldn't stand in line. Physically, I just could not face standing in those lines with the way I was feeling. But one of the organizers has ALS. And so she was getting around by motorized wheelchair. So they're very, very cognizant over accessibility issues at this point in time. Like I said, if you have hearing issues and you can read American Sign Language, ASL interpreters, they had those available. So that was really cool. And yeah, so I think overall, they do make a point to make things accessible for people who need the kinds of aids mentioned in the question. And like I said, there were at least 2 volunteers I saw who were using assistive devices, and one of whom, she was just using a mobility scooter. The other was using a motorized wheelchair, and she was participating in helping set up the swag stuff. So she had some limited mobility with what she was able to do, but we found stuff that she was able to do so she could participate in that. So yeah, it was, I thought, really cool. But yeah, so those are some things that I would say for for those with visual impairments, there were not, that I was aware of, any Braille made available. And I'm somewhat cognizant about, with working where I work, about that. I didn't see Braille things made available as readily as it was with the ASL interpreters. But yeah, so that's the one thing with regards to accessibility that I think could probably be improved upon. I don't know that anybody asked for that, but I should remember to make a comment about that in the feedback, to have them just be a little bit more cognizant of those with visual disabilities. But I think if anyone did have a visual disability, but we're still able to generally see things, just not clearly, and also didn't read Braille, they may have requested ADA accommodations and and sat closer to the stage so that they could see what they could see, because I know there are many different types of visual disabilities. So yeah, so that was the one question. For those of you who did leave questions in the chat, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If anybody has any questions later on replay, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I am going to do my best to try and put together a full list of everybody who contributed swag items to this conference that I took. So yeah. So thank you all so much. Please feel free to also follow me on Instagram at Crafting Ruby Dreams. And yeah, that is the Go Wild swag in my experience for the most part. And I will try to keep you all updated. Check out the community tab for when I do my next live stream. Haven't decided on a topic or exactly when, but I'm so glad to see you all. And I will keep you updated on if I decide to go back next year. Again, primary concerns for me are going to be budget in terms of money and time. So have a great one, and I look forward to seeing your questions, and enjoy your day. May all your dreams be Ruby dreams. Bye-bye.